I'm going to give you 5 key tips. Make sure you watch to the very end. Please do not leave early. You're going to miss out on some key things because since everything has changed in this economy, I don't want you to miss out. So I'm going to give you 5 specific metrics for 2026 because you may have the followers, you may have the cool brand and cool looks, right? Right? You that could be you. And you could be getting a lot of notifications, but when it comes to your bank account, it's not where you want it to be. Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Marketing with NDUB podcast, where I'm your host, Nathan Webster. I'm excited to chop it up with you today. Today, I have a meaty topic. It's all about making sure you're not a ghost brand that is getting all the followers. You have a cool look, but at the end of the day, you don't have any accounts, clients, customers that show up in your bank account. So let's get right into it. But before I do, let me thank the first-time listeners for joining today. If you like what you hear, please rate it, subscribe, and review. I almost forgot. On YouTube, hey, you subscribe, you like, and leave a comment. On the podcast, make sure you review it and subscribe if you haven't done so already. For all my worldwide listeners, thank you again for tuning in to me. Without you, I would not do this. As you can tell, I'm at a different location, but I still want to drop diamond bombs for you because it's all about making sure I give you data and value so that you can help you in your business, whatever business, if you're a key decision maker, go to the next level. Because I want to talk about, and look, I'm going to give you 5 key tips. Make sure you watch to the very end. Please do not leave early. You're going to miss out on some key things because since everything has changed in this economy, I don't want you to miss out. So I'm going to give you 5 specific metrics for 2026 because you may have the followers, you may have the cool brand and cool looks, right? You that could be you. And you could be getting a lot of notifications, but when it comes to your bank account, it's not where you want it to be. And that's where I wanted to fix because I'm in the same boat and I'm going through it right now. And so I'm telling you this out of lived experience. So I'm going to give you 5 key things that you're going to want to watch. Make sure you watch and follow to the end so that you understand what I'm talking about. So let's start with number 1. And you know how I used to say ROAS? I'm going to say iROAS. And I got my notes because I don't want to wander off, okay? So here's where ROAS, the standard ROAS, the return on ad spend in 2026 is dead because what it used to be was this organic word of mouth, which we'll get to here in a little bit. It used to be the thing. Now the I stands for incremental return on ad spend. Our algorithms have completely changed. And so if we turn off our social media for 48 hours, would your sales actually drop? That means you have to figure out what is working when it comes to your ROAS, when it's paying for attention, and when you're not paying for it. What does that look like? Is it incremental or is it not? And that's something that when we go into the numbers or your dashboard or your platforms, you should be able to make those calculations. Real short, we're going to the next one. That's why I say watch to the very end. So number 2, we're going with the LTV and the CAC ratio. So there was a time where you would just track the first sale of the lifetime value for the customer acquisition cost, and that would be the number of the metric that you would use. Nowadays, it's not just that one sale, is do you get the continuous sale? So what you do is you take the lifetime value, put it on top, divide it by the client or customer acquisition cost, and then that's the metric that you use. Now you got to times that by 3. Here's the audit that we do. We got to times that by 3, where it used to be 1 for 1 on your ROAS or all the CAC that it took you to get there. But could you do that if you times it by 3? Or if you're not timing it by 3 because you're probably, if not just getting that one sale, you should be getting more than that one sale. And again, that's a whole nother topic because we got to dig into some stuff and make sure that you're including more than just like what we see or what you see, the direct sale or the direct cost of the expenses is indirect as well. So if it's not 3 times the value, because if you're not getting more than one sale, there's a problem. Okay, so that's number 2. Let's go to number 3. Content completion rate. That is CCR. So here's where, just like I said, watch to the end. we are making sure that from the thumb scroll to when people watch videos, people are viewing the whole website. They're viewing the whole page. They're watching the whole video, because the percentage of viewers who watch 70% of your long form or short form videos, man, they will more than likely rock with you. They will follow you. They will engage with you. They will not only subscribe to you, but then they more than likely, they have a higher percentage of you closing that. So the question that I'll say in my audit is, are people watching the CTA and bouncing, or are they watching the CTA and staying to say, let me consider that? Number 4, the share of answer, SOA. I know this might be a new one because I don't talk about this. This is the age of AI search, okay? Being number 1 on Google does not matter anymore like it used to. Does it matter? Yes. I'm not saying it doesn't. So don't try to say, oh, it doesn't. You saying it doesn't matter. No, it does matter, but not the way it used to show up. Like if you show up in AI, as in a result for ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, Gemini, all the AI engines, right? I want to figure out, are you showing up in AI? As in, are you showing up in the AI search, the sources, the cited work? If you're not showing up in there to being one of the entities that are building up this answer that's being presented to the user on AI, that's going to be a problem if you're not showing up. Last but not least, number 5. Here is the first party data capture velocity. So being that the algorithms change and will consistently change, we know that they will continuously change. We know that we have to be ready for it. So that means your content has to be consistent, which is the foundation of everything that you do, which is your brand, because your personal brand has to stand out above the noise. Again, I can't get too out of it. I read my notes here. So here's where the percentage of social media engagers who convert into like a follower, like someone who joins your newsletter or subscribe to your SMS messages, or maybe it becomes a lead. That is the metric. Are they moving towards not just being a subscriber? Are they moving to be a customer? If they're not moving to become a customer versus just someone who gets a newsletter, that's good and all, but at some point, are you going to convert them? So here's my audit question. For every 1,000 likes, how many email addresses did you actually get? If that number is 0, the platforms own your business, not you. So you have to understand the platforms that you on. If they are doing all the work, well, you need to reconsider how you go about doing this, because that could mean it's the hook, it could mean it's the offer, or it could mean the call to action. We don't know unless we look underneath the hood and figure some stuff out. So in these 5 key things that I want you to take away with for the metrics that you use for 2026 to get better at your marketing is that number 1, the incremental ROAS, as in incremental return on ad spend. Number 2, the LTV to CAC, the lifetime value to client acquisition cost or customer acquisition cost. Number 3, the CCR, which is the content completion rate. Number 4, the share of answer when we talk about AI, right? And then last but not least, number 5, first party data capture velocity. Are they coming into your funnel, or are you losing them? Man, I hope that's not the case. So if you are having any issues with these, you need to holler at your boy. If not me, find someone to help you, because you're going to turn into a brand that's going to get ghosted. And we don't want you to become a ghost brand and you putting in all this blood, sweat, and tears, and yet no one's going to find you. No one's going to work with you. And I'm going to say no one, but really the sad thing is you won't be able to work with them. And then we don't want that. So with that, make sure, if you haven't already, subscribe, like, share this video, talk with somebody. I kept it super short, so there's no reason why you can't go share this out to your team, to someone that you're close with, and talk through What does this look like for us for 2026? So until next time, I wish y'all nothing but the best. So dream big and Godspeed. I'm out.